Welcome back.
Right, go on then, Westy. Ask your questions.
I'll do two quite simple questions for you, really. What sort of freight were you carrying over to Iran and Iraq and all that sort of stuff?
To Iraq, I've took 3 ton of baby toys, dummies and all that.
Really?
Yeah,
So you weren't just working for oil industry? Yeah?
No,
That's what I mean.
I didn't know that.
you took anything. Like I told you with the staircase for the palace.
Was that because it was a big thing to buy British, or just because that's just what it was?
We don't forget them days before any wars. There was a hell of a lot of. There was a company from Middlesbrough I used to stop on their camp, and you'd take them trays of baked beans and that out that they couldn't get in. You know what I mean? Once a month.
Taking out the UK food.
Yeah, taking it out for them.
Yeah.
And like tin stuff, obviously, that what kept with the heat. And you'd stop on their camp. They had the bars you could drink in Iraq. Wasn't a problem. You'd have go on their camp, air-conditioned cabin. You're there a week, and you're in air conditioning, sleeping in
In a bed.
No,
conditions.
yeah, in good conditions.
Yeah.
They do your meals on a night. You'd leave on a morning if you had your drops. You'd been there and then back to them, and you stayed on their camps.
So it was basically whatever would go on a trailer, you'd take
it could
over.
be anything. Yeah,
And
There'd be nothing in particular.
Nothing.
what, was it mainly for the rag trade that you brought back?
This is it.
no, wait. I mean, you also done the fairs, what they call the fairs, exhibition.
Yeah.
We went to the Forest of Dean where I was born,
Yeah.
and we took irrigation pumps out from Forest of Dean caravans. They stored them,
Yeah.
and we took them out. There was quite hell of hundreds and hundreds. I think you got about 6 or 8 on a trailer, or they were big ones on wheels. You could take a load of group each. It's no difference with having multi-drop on a fridge when you work for
Bordeaux.
Beats,
Yeah.
Yeah.
RB. It's no different.
Yeah.
Except it wasn't fridge.
There's a little
the
bit
fridge lad.
6 drops London is not 6 drops Iran, is it?
No, but
There's a bit of difference.
the thing was it could be anything.
But I suppose, Dad, right, it became, doing 6 drops London became 6 drop Baghdad, 6 drop Iran.
Yeah,
It depends
just
if
a bit further.
Saudi.
You knew where you were going.
Yeah,
A bit further.
Because
a bit further.
Now you got.
Let's make
Bear in mind, you got paid extra money for multi-drop again and 1 drop.
Yeah.
So we got extra money for it.
Yeah.
And when the Iran-Iraq war started, you couldn't get insurance for the companies and for the drivers. So we then went on. I'd done Portugal for 6 months, running out, loaded in Durham.
Was that classed as local work then?
Well, I don't know about local, but what we done.
Just the doors.
What was Phillips at
Belmont.
Durham, Belmont,
Yeah.
used to be called Mullards, right? We'd load screens for them, for Estoril and Porto. Estoril was Japanese outfit, and Ovar, sorry, not Porto. Ovar was Phillips, and we done that. Then we'd load. Them days we had a Carnatia, and we'd load back out of Portugal was mainly cloths, tablecloths,
Yeah.
all clothes and things
That's
like
what I mean,
that.
so-
Now them days when you loaded, wherever you loaded, you were timed to the border to get out of Portugal. You couldn't stop. You loaded,
You had to go.
and you either went through the middle border. You had Badajoz, the bottom one, Villaformosa, or Tui, the top border. And you were timed to the border, whichever border you went to. Then when you got to the border, you got stamped at your time. Then next day, away you went. But if you didn't stamp in, you got fined.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And also, even when I worked for, like with Peter Cook's, if you stopped on the motorway service on a night, you pay double the road toll for stopping on the motorway.
That's
Okay,
mad.
And it was
That's
expensive.
mad, isn't it? So what's your second question then?
How many years you been up road? So from
53.
you, 53 years. You've been driving 53 years.
21 now, and I've gone 74.
And you look younger than me, to be fair.
He's not a bad fettle, is he?
That's a long
It's
time.
over half
innit?
a century.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've said this is my last year now. I'll be 75 when I finish.
Yeah.
You said that for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Well, you'll
4 years, fuck off 4 years.
Since he
You've been
turned
on 53
65.
now.
Eh?
If 53 years, right? So it'd be nice to do a nice 55, wouldn't it?
Nice to live that long.
Optimistic.
So here's a question for you, Dad. Right?
53 years.
Do you ever regret being a wagon driver?
Oh no,
I don't
I
either.
love what I do.
I don't.
I like what I do now.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I
job's,
do.
the job's
Oh,
changed.
the
job's
My
changed.
job hasn't.
Now,
No, I mean the job in
But he's-
general.
The firm I work for now, they're good as gold. But nobody talks to me. They don't even think I work here.
No.
They just I
That's
go
not-
out,
that makes
I
it
do
sound
my
like they
job.
hate you, but no, they don't hate you.
No, but like they rang me on Friday. Do you mind going away on Tuesday and have Monday off? I said no, I'm not bothered. I know what I've got to do and where I'm going. I've got
And you're
to
still
run out
do-
to
you're
France.
still
I've got to
doing the
tip a
European-
load,
Yeah,
then into Belgium and home.
But Chris, he's going away Tuesday. He's got 6 drops Baghdad.
No, but
Back Friday.
I mean,
we'll be back on
no.
Friday in July.
Yeah, but the thing is though, right? How many drivers, right, at Caterham's, right? How many drivers there get a phone call on a Friday off John D and Claire? How are you doing, Dave? How's things? What you been up to?
There's none.
There's none. There's none.
Oh,
There's none.
I
Right,
remember.
John. Right. John D has got as much respect for you as what you have for him.
I like him, but like as I say,
It's,
if
you know
I'm in the yard on the Thursday night, I went up the other week.
Yeah.
Claire shouted, "Are we upstairs for a cup of tea?" I was there 2.5 hours. I wanted to go home,
Exactly.
but they weren't a bit natter and
But
that like.
it's like what I said. Like what I said earlier.
But
on.
he's also done it all as well.
No, but it's like what I said before when like when Katie, you know what I mean? She's like Katie said. She says at one point in time, and it was only recently, there was more Jameses working at Caterham's than there was Davisons working there,
like
who owned the company.
I know they're like a fucking disease out there. Just stick a wagon somewhere. There'll be a fucking James in it somewhere.
yeah.
Walking round like his King Dick. You know what
Now,
I mean?
here's a one for you. This is a little bit egotistical question, right? And
Shit the bed.
no,
It's
hang
about,
on.
it's about you.
No,
It's
no,
a word.
no, hang
It's
on,
a word.
hang on, right. This
Did
is
he mean testicle?
No. Hey, you're going to feel a bit small in a minute. Right? How do you feel about... I won't call her Michael because she's a spacker. Right? I'll
second that.
How do you feel, right, about us three being lorry drivers? What's your thought on us three being
What's your
drivers?
honest opinion?
Honest opinion, no holes barred, and you won't offend us at
Bear
all.
in mind, Chris drives a van.
Yeah, he drives. Yeah, he's not a fucking driver now.
I'd
7.5
drive a fucking
tonner.
wagon and drag a quality one and all.
Yeah.
I don't think you could do the same as I've done
Yeah.
and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Else you wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Do you know the one thing that sticks in my mind, right, is I got everything, right? So I was a car mechanic, I got all my LMV
Still couldn't fix
qualifications.
it.
No, for the lot, right? Car mechanic qualifications, the fucking lot. MVQ level 3's the lot,
Yeah.
right? Nothing.
Yeah.
Passed my wagon test and Dad went, I'm proud of you, son. So you can go out.
Yeah, but there's two
You can
sides.
get
to it.
everything. You
There's
can
two
pass your
sides.
hang on, you pass your spanners.
hang on a
You
second.
buy 15 grand of the tools, nothing.
Hang on a second, right?
You buy a license, that's it. Ooh, I'm
Hang
proud
on,
of you.
hang on, right? I did 2 operational tours, right? God knows what mental health shit's going on, right? And it's like, yeah, we'll forget that. Ah, you've been down to Italy, son, you're all right.
Yeah, but the way of life that we have, I believe, you can either do it or you can't.
Yeah.
It's like
you've either got it in you, you haven't.
Yeah,
like-
And
honestly.
I do think we have got it in us because there's not just you as a driver. Obviously, there's Uncle Colin, there's us 3,
Yeah, but
there's our Darren, and there's Grandad as well. Hey, we're
Hang on, you're forgetting fucking fifth brother here. Go on.
Yeah, but you-
Mohammed.
yeah, but he's Akram.
Barry.
Barry.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, your dad took you with you.
No, and
Do
that's,
you
and that, and
remember a while
that's it.
ago?
Not to fucking Baghdad.
I was at well, yeah, I was at Michael Wood.
Westy. We never went to Baghdad, but we came out of Dad's bag.
See, I was at Michael Wood a few months ago. I sent you the picture, didn't I?
I can't remember.
There was like a Scania with a flatbed on it with some farm machinery. There was an old boy stood there, and he had his Greggs and his bacon butty, and
Yeah.
the little lad there.
Oh, yeah.
And the little lad had the company T-shirt on,
Yeah.
and the slip-on steel is a lot. And I sent you a picture saying that's how drivers are born. That
And do
And
know
you
what?
can't do
that's
that anymore.
exactly it. That's exactly it. You
can't take
your 6
kids
weeks
anywhere.
holidays, right? For us, for all 4 of us,
Yeah.
our 6 weeks holidays, right? And
In the wagon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
that's
just
it.
in
It
the
was in the truck.
Yeah.
And that's where that bug driving. It's like, well, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question, right? Well, not a question. The day he was born, where were you? The 3 of you.
Probably in the wagon.
No, we
You're
didn't
in,
know.
you're in
Cinema.
Alexandra's going down to London to Dartford.
The paper mill.
And did we take you to the pictures to see it? Never ending story.
It did,
was
yes,
bloody
yes.
never-ending
And it was
story.
also the same day who broke the world record.
Can you remember that?
Steve
that
Cram.
was the
I
day.
remember
Steve Cram
That
broke
was
the
the
world
day he
record.
was born. And
Yeah.
I
I don't know
took
why you're
you.
looking at me. I don't fucking know what was happening on the day I was born.
You was causing problems.
No, but that's a fact.
No. Another fact is as well, he forgot about us.
So hang on.
So-
I've got one last right. So my question is right. So Mike, right? Why have you never become a driver? Now I know you've done well for yourself now.
Hang on.
But I mean, no.
I've got the answer to this.
No, it is
no,
no.
No, I've got the answer to this, right? The answer is this.
He's not that fucking stupid.
Right? No, it's not. It's not.
You
Even
don't wanna
that.
work 90 hours a week.
No, it's not that. You can't even keep an MGZR on the road straight.
Oh,
Hey, saying that, right? I can remember. Everybody's giving it the big one. Everybody's giving it. Didn't we drive across France, me and Dad, to save you when you ripped all your airlines out the back of the truck? Didn't you knock down that tree in Hull? Didn't you knock down that tree in Hull?
You did.
The campaign to save.
And
No,
protested to
you're
save.
wrong. You're wrong. I didn't knock down a tree. The tree knocked down the trailer. There's a
I
difference.
agree. I
No,
agree.
there's a
I agree with
There's
you.
a difference.
You didn't. I remember being with Dad when he got a phone call that you'd written off a couple of cars.
Only one.
Was there only one? Are you sure it was only one?
Might be in two.
Might be two. Might be two.
Anyway, hang on. So, just move Mike over a bit.
Why didn't
move
I?
Mike over
Why
a bit.
didn't I come? Well, that's only fault.
Go on. I'm just.
Well, I had my medical booked.
Yeah.
The lad that was meant to take me piss test when we went to work that day, but
Brilliant.
But no, I don't know. It's weird.
You
It's
fancied
like
it though, didn't you?
always, even
yeah.
now, every job I've ever had, if there's any driving
see-
on the go, it's like I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do
thing
it.
is-
If anybody else,
It's there, isn't it?
yeah, like driving's natural. It's like if you
Yeah, but you've either.
obviously I can't drive what you guys can drive.
Well, you
Well,
can.
no, you could.
You can,
You
but
could.
not legally.
Well, I remember. I mean, the first time I drove a truck on UK roads was like
About 2-year-old.
14 when I was driving by myself.
Oh, yeah.
First time I drove a truck by myself on the continent was like 8 or 9. Yeah.
We're past the statue of limitation.
Yeah. So I remember driving around here, I remember driving from Spenny to Setchfield at like 14 in a Magnum. That was a Renault Magnum, and that was fully loaded.
Dad, you're going to curl up in the morning.
And I remember Dad going, "Oh, these are nothing, son. Just select your gear. When you're ready for it, just hit the clutch. You'll be right." Because like when you guys were all talking earlier and talking about how hard it is to drive the old trucks, I remember Dad chucking me in the truck and going, "These are nout. They're nout." It's like, yeah, but Dad, I'm 14. I've never driven. But no, I don't know. Truck driving changed. It wasn't the
it's changed a
same
lot.
when I was a kid. And the same as you guys.
The problem with truck driving nowadays, nobody's
push.
nobody. No,
That's it. Push, push, push.
yeah,
push,
but nobody's
push.
got time for anybody.
Yeah.
No.
I always remember going when I was on Allison's. No, I'm telling lies.
Is that Alison's
when I
way
was
to
on
sneak
pit,
us away? Because
when
you're
I
not
was-
all passengers.
yeah.
when they used to make us on
but you always did. I used to
us
pick
in.
you up in the lay-by outside.
Yeah.
But nobody's got time for anybody.
No.
You can pull up in a lay-by 1,000 miles from home and they're looking at the watch on a 45-minute break.
Yeah.
And I've done it. I've pulled in down at Rome. Oh, you all right, mate? Aye. How's it? Oh, it's gone. I'll have to get cracking, mate. My time's up. And I'm thinking you're 1,000 miles from home.
Can you remember?
What's 10 minutes, mate?
Can you remember being at Bruges? I think there were you, there were me, definitely you, and I don't know.
Me.
Were you there?
Yeah.
And we're on about this, and you said the problem is you don't see brake lights anymore. So if you're on an hard road or like that, stuck,
They just fly past.
nobody stops anymore.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is the thing. The
Yeah,
problem
but
is
even
they're
now
not
on
allowed
ours,
to.
they go past like that.
But it
Nobody's
wasn't.
helping you.
Nobody's, no.
It wasn't even that for me. When I was a kid, everybody used to run in convoy. When we all used to go away, it was all convoy. Everybody
It
went
feels
away
awkward
together.
now, doesn't it?
It was
Yeah.
all the drivers together, everybody on the CB, and it was
We
a
used to
proper
make-
camaraderie.
We'll,
Whereas
we'll
that
meet
seemed
you
to die.
Like
Yeah,
abroad,
yeah. That's
we'll,
gone.
we'll
Yeah, that's
meet
gone.
you at a certain route years. Now there's no route years.
Right,
Because of the East Europeans.
Yeah, because
Now-
they won't spend money.
Now, I've got the ultimate question, and you'll agree with this, and you'll agree with this as well.
Not Westy, though.
No, Westy won't, right?
Well,
how do you know?
Hang on, because I know he won't.
Make
I
his
wanna-
mind up for him.
I want to know where that route he is. The A is €10.
Oh,
and
€10
B,
fucking menu.
Right, €10 menu, and take DKV.
I know, yeah. Everywhere he's put us on is, you go there for €10 menu, it's 20 quid. Text DKV there, son. Get there, no DKV.
It was €10
Get me-
menu in 1982.
Well, believe it or not, when I worked for Allison's, the menu was 70 francs, and it was 10 to the pound. So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
£7, and
Yeah.
that included a litre of wine.
Yeah.
To be
A
fair,
litre.
to be
Yeah,
fair,
you got a big bottle.
Yeah.
And if you only had half yours, you passed it over, left it on the table.
I'll tell you one. I've got one, right? And you might remember this or not. I don't know if you will or not. Right? I was still at Cairns, and I had these. What used to take into Villa Perosa? It was the metal one, the metal ingots.
No, the bearings.
The
from
bearings, yeah.
NSK.
I remember coming down to Fraser's, right, cooking the brakes, right. Dad was behind. Anyway, ended up in Sousa for the night.
That was about me flashing me.
It come up on the dash on the Magnum. Excessive brake failure and all the rest of it.
That's your driving, that.
Dad's behind you. Crack on, pal.
I had no issues. That was down to the driver. I will admit that. That was me riding the brakes. Anyway, jump forward in the restaurant. As our dinner, first jug of wine. Go get us another couple of jugs of wine so we don't have to start to work.
It's €2.
A couple of jugs.
A couple of jugs, like, hang on, right? And this was, right, you remember this, Paul, right? And they had the big, massive barrels.
yeah, with the
Right?
tap on.
With the tap on,
Tap
right?
on,
And
yeah,
you'd go
yeah,
in
yeah.
there, right? And I remember Dad saying to us, I'm stood there just filling it and thinking, I won't take the piss. And he's like, shouts over, make sure you fill it, mine, son. And I kid you not, right? Do you know when you fill it and it was like brimmed at the top? And I
It
guess
kind of bubbles over the top.
oh,
of it.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You don't go
Yeah,
left
yeah.
or right. And I guess to the tune, I'm thinking, she's just going to think you are just taking the absolute mick of you. Clash puts the two jugs down, says just them two. And it literally was €4.
€2 a jug. wasn't it?
Yeah, and it
That's
was
what it
like,
was.
and it was like,
It's only time his money's coming in useful, isn't it?
Hey, he never paid.
Yo, Wayne thought, shit, I've got to drink one of them.
Hey, I'll tell you what it is, but it's one of them you just think, I'll just keep. But it, again, you know, it.
Do you know
Good
what,
night.
right? Do you know what, right? Me and Dad were at Cookies, and we got weekended at Don's Air for the weekend.
There's bound to be a mention of me shafting him somewhere.
You've shafted all of us
Yeah,
here.
yeah. There's not a shafting that we've taken dry off you. So I remember being out at Don's Air for the weekend, and Dad said he said I'll take you to an old route. Yes, we pulls in, gets parked up, and the place was full of like French Spaniards and like me and Dad. So we goes on the Saturday night, and Dad gets his freaking his cold plate on.
Loves the cold plate,
Yeah.
don't you?
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh,
Yeah.
he got fucking snails, didn't he? Right, and he got a little fork, don't you? And
A
he
stick.
and
Nobody get a.
and he's raking
cocktail
out, and I'm sat
I
there.
love the snails.
Right. I'm sat there, looking up when we called mates a bit of coleslaw, right? And he's like, I want to fucking have you. Right? And he went, and he flicked it out and it landed on my forearm. And I just looked and I went, and all he did was bend over, right? And the table went, and he went, and I went, you dirty shit. And he went, it's just like a bogey with garlic on.
That's all snails are.
There was
horrible.
me, Arthur Ridley, and Frankie Cavanagh. We went up what they call the old road, up the Sedan, and they call it the Crying Lady. And what it is, the rocks, it's a statue. And when it rains, it looks like the tears,
Like crying.
right? And in the Second World War, the Germans threw them off this top. Women, kids, blokes, threw them off what they call the Crying Lady. So we come over the top, and it was a driving ban. Anyway, we got nicked, and anyway we got parked up and that. We got parked at Peter's, and it was a Rooties, and it was anyway. We goes in on the dinner time, and he says tonight we're closed because it's a special thing for the fire brigade, a party. So anyway, we had a good drink and that on the dinner time. We're all I had the daft then. And I think Arthur Ridley, I can't remember what Arthur had anyway. Arthur had a Volvo.
That'll be.
He had an F12.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this, right? That'll be the daft that was registration C109
WAJ.
Aye. Anyway,
Oh, sounds
the
sad.
next thing the owner knocks on, he said you can come in, but you can have a Rootier's menu, but it'll just be what we can give you. So, anyway, I wakes him up and they didn't believe us because I says we can go in. So he goes in and he sat us in the back room. And out come this platter, it's God's truth, fair sized platter, and it's 4 frogs with no heads on. Still on the floor. They've gone wallop, heads off. It's like chicken.
You'd eat that shit,
I'm
wouldn't
gonna
you?
say,
it's like, honestly,
I just have a bite, yeah.
it's you. Because it's like the old saying, what doesn't stick in your throat doesn't stick in your ass. And it's true that. But, so anyway, we gets that. And at the end of the night, they've got a big buffet on and they come through and they invite us 3 in. 4 o'clock in the morning we come out of there. From 7 at night. And Frankie never could
We're
do his
sat in
late.
shift at
And
1:30.
because Frankie's got the Irish in him, it's not Kavanagh, it's Kavanagh.
Yeah.
Frank Kavanagh. He starts dancing. But he's got them bright, these like yellowy boots on, what, Timberland things.
Yeah.
But like a pretty light yellowy.
Yeah. Like Desi boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you go for a piss, it's pissed all over the boots. Because it's all spots all over the boots. And he's up dancing, the Irish dancing.
Yeah.
There's me, him and Arthur. Now Arthur,
Were you
Arthur
dancing?
lives at Newcastle.
Were you dancing?
I might have been. But Newcastle, Arthur's now partially sighted. He's lost his sight.
Yeah.
Cracking driver though.
Well, he still is. No, but Arthur's older than me, like.
His driving's no worse.
But that was at Allison's. Now, Allison's, to me, I started for Allison's in 1987, and I finished there when they finished the European. There was 10 of us on the European. There was 2 lots of 4. Arthur Goodchild, who...
Yeah, Bill
Yeah,
Goodchild.
Yeah.
Now, he's
Spitting Bill.
Arthur,
Spitting Bill.
right?
Jesus.
Arthur. There was Arthur, Dennis McCluskey. I can't think of his second name. Paul Summit. There was me on. Frankie. Anyway, there was 8 of us on permanent, and the 2 was Wobbly Gob and somebody else, Angie Dickinson. Well, we called him Wobbly Gob, Angie Dickinson. They used to do 1 trip out, then change you over at Dover. And the UK lads at Allison's loved changing over with us on a Thursday.
Wasn't it,
Bearing in mind, in 87, we used to do a single trip, which was leave on a Monday, get home on a Tuesday the following week, have the Wednesday off, go out on the Thursday, your trailer was loaded for you, down to Whitley at the weekend, tip your trailer, then do a change up. We had loaded trailers out there, back to Dover, then back out to Whitley, tip and load, back and home for the weekend.
Yeah.
3 trips a month. And in them days, bearing in mind 87, we were on 220 quid every week of the year. We're on £18.50 a night out.
Bloody hell.
And anywhere we tipped,
£50 is a bigger there, isn't
right?
it?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
anywhere we tipped in the UK, so we might do 3 loads. We used to load for Ice Right down at Hereford, and we'd load out of Ice Right for Nakanko at Warrington, tip 3 coils into Trafford Park and home. You got 20% of that in your hand in cash. Never touched our expenses. Ever.
Jesus.
They give us £1,000 French francs, and 100,000 lira to pay for car parks. That was a bonus. And, and he was adamant on that. And that, it was unbelievable. And wages wise, that was one of the best jobs I've ever had.
Really?
And then when I went to Peter Cook's, I always remember it. I started, and you were self-employed, and you were paid by the kilometre. And I worked 2 weeks, and then we went to America on holiday. I only worked the 2 weeks, because the 2 weeks fell at the end of the month.
Yeah.
You got paid monthly, so you had no costs off. And for the 2 weeks that I worked without any costs off, for 2 weeks, I had £2,500 went in the bank.
And you thought, fucking hell, like
Right.
a footballer.
Right, that's what I had in the bank, and I couldn't believe it.
So what year did you start at Cookies?
92, I think. 93.
93.
The tunnel had just opened.
So
I worked for Taffy for a year.
yeah.
The tunnel
Oh,
had just opened.
on MFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine,
Yeah,
well, you know what MFL is? Mine Fuel's Lorry.
I'll tell you what it was, right? Because you were still at MFL when I joined the army, which was 84.
Yeah. Well, when he sold out to Potter.
Right,
Now, Potter ruined John Day
right,
did Potter. He went round buying everything up, like.
yeah.
And I never liked Potter. And it was Ian Tully and Paul Patterson. You could not get onto Peter Cook's.
Yeah.
It was that good a job.
Yeah, it was Dead Man
Barry
Shoes,
Reid
wasn't it?
was there,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
Barry.
Yeah, Barry, aye.
and all that. And Mickey Wright, Barry Reid, they were good lads.
Yeah.
Everybody self-employed.
Yeah.
And you could never get past the office window. And I went in and I said, I'm just making inquiry, any jobs? No. She said, can you, I said, I don't believe in application forms. You either want to drivers or you don't, like.
Yeah.
She said, I don't know how you feel, but
No,
I
you
don't believe in
don't hang it,
application forms.
No,
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that just goes in the drawer.
Yeah.
It's just bullshit.
My boss says to me now, he says, don't do applications, you don't do CVs, it's a piece of paper.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
says,
yeah.
no, written on a piece of
Recommendation.
paper,
Yeah, but
makes a
it's
difference.
not only that, but even with your boss now, if I walk through the door tomorrow and there's a wagon stood, I've got a job.
Yeah.
If there's no wagon, you haven't got a job.
So
That's what life is. And Paul Patterson come out, what you doing? I says, I'm after a job. I've come to see the job. She said, there's nothing doing. He walked straight in. If Patterson was here, I mean, he's on Rogers.
Yeah.
Paul, you know what Paul's
Yeah.
like.
He's on for Rogers, isn't he?
He says, get yourself down to Simon's. Get yourself down here. Dipper's here. He wants a job. Simon's come down. Well, we offered you a job a few. I said, I know, I got myself. I said, I was all right with Taffy, like. I said, well, he sold out the Potter and I don't want to work for him. He said, how much notice you got to give? I said, a week. He said, start next Monday. But if Paul hadn't have been there,
You wouldn't get the
I wouldn't have
start.
got a job.
So
Ian Tully and Paul were both of them. He said, bring on to me, how you work for us, how are you here? Come here.
So
But Peter Cooks, now you work with Peter Cooks. Peter Cooks learnt me Europe.
yeah. So I remember Dad saying to me, so I just started at Britannia, and I says, can I get a job at Peter Cooks? And he says, do 2 years at Britannia, I get a job at Peter Cooks. So I said, right, no bother. So I did the thing. It was actually at your wedding, your first one.
That's it, blame me.
Your first one, and to the same wife, and Dad said to me, he went, give Alan Simons a call on Monday, and I went, all right, okay then. So I rung him, and he says, right, he says, come up and see me. So then you picked me up, didn't you, at Ferrybridge?
Yeah.
And he went, you can drive, son. I've had enough for today. On his card, so I'm making him money. You know what I mean? I'm making him money because you were paid by the kilometre. So it goes in the next day, and Alan said, he said, right, listen, he said, if you're half as good as your dad, it's not an issue. So I said,
So it just turned around and walked out.
Yeah, he went down. So
Yeah, I went
not for
down,
me, then, pal.
yeah, stood there going, fucking hell. So I got the wagon. It was G252. No, R252 GKN.
Was it premium?
Renault Premium.
It was a new one.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And so then I drove it home,
Some things never change.
and then I shipped out, right, and fucking on the fucking kids' lives. Shipped out. First job I fucked up.
Oh,
So-
did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you missed the pallet.
Yeah, no, I never. They did. It was an IBC. So
Yeah, but you hadn't checked what they took off.
yeah. So I rung Dad. I went, oh,
So that
Dad.
was his fault.
Yeah.
Right. So I'd gone 220 k's. I went, oh, Dad. I says, they had to take the pallet off. He went, right, go back, son. Don't tell no cunt what you've done. You keep this between me and you. But don't forget, book your mileage. But do you remember,
Make sure you
Dad?
get paid for it.
Right. Do you remember when I was at Britannia and I parked at the Texaco garage at Ghent and I got gassed?
You got Jabit, you got gassed.
So no, it wasn't. No,
It was Jabit.
No, it wasn't
You left
Jabik.
the window open on the near side that wide.
No, it wasn't Jabik. It was the Texaco garage at
I
Ghent.
met up with you anyway.
Yeah. So I woke up and he was inside the cab, and
Paul thought it was a lucky night.
I thought,
Fucking hell, I haven't even paid.
you had an hand in. I thought, hang on a minute here. While you're there, son. While you're robbing me. And I rung Dad and I says, I said, I've been robbed, Dad. I said, but I feel like shit. And he went, you've been gassed, son. And it was in August, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was fucking red hot. And I had a 113 Scania. And then Dad said, he said, where you going? I said, Italy. Yes, I'm going through Swiss. He said, I'm coming through Swiss. I'll meet up with you. So Dad, like, you know one of them harpsichord fucking wallets that you used to have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're like 20 denominations of, and Dad was just going, have some of that, have some of that, have some of that, have some of that, have some of that. But in all fairness to me, Gaffer, he said to me, when you get down to Justin Backmeyer's in Milan, if you need money, just tell him what you want, and we'll just
Send it over.
Yeah, let's send it to him. But Dad would give us about 250 quid, and
And he still owes it to this day.
yeah,
Very fucking does it all. Very fucking does.
That's why you've just reminded me.
I owe him 9,432 quid now.
Based on the current interest rates, that's it.
So Dad said, he says, do not set an alarm. He said, just go to bed. And so it was about 5 o'clock in the evening. I was like shivering. It was like 34 degrees, and I was asleep under my quilt for 9.5 hours. And Dad said to me, he said, you've been gas on. But when the arm came into the cab and grabbed my wallet and then slapped the cab door, I then like jumped off the top bunk, opened the cab door, and then the first thing Dad said to me, you're a fucking idiot, you. And I went, why? He went, if someone's prepared to get in your cab, they're prepared to shove something inside you. And I'm thinking, I don't think it was his cock.
Do you know, the first trip when I went to Caterham, right, we all went out, me, you and Uncle Colin, remember this?
Yeah.
And we went out, we parked in
Can
that
you pause this while I go for a wee?
Costco. So, my first trip,
For Kate.
so we run out down to France, right?
You have that little DKA, DKA.
No, to start with, I was running out of Paul's Magnum.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And
I had DKA.
so we parked in a lay-by, got out to France, had about 15 burgers on the way down, gets in this lay-by, goes to bed. Middle at night, he hears a noise, so I fucking get up as I walk around. I thought, some thieving cunts around here. So I'm having a potter about. Anyway, gets back in cab, goes to sleep, wakes up in the morning, having a wash, brushing my teeth outside. Said to Dad, I said, fucking hell, some noises last night, so I got out at the wagon. Oh, you're a fucking idiot. Shouldn't get out your wagon. Fucking blah, 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 blah. Fucking blah. Give me a right bollocking. A right fucking dressing down. So I thought, fucking hell, fucked it here, haven't I? Anyway, goes round, puts all my stuff away. Fires his wagon up, he went, fucking hell, they've nipped me diesel.
Oh, aye.
The fucking thieving twat.
Who's for you
So I
and
told you
Colin?
I heard some noise. Oh, fucking robbing cunts.
Who's for you and Colin?
diesel.
Perfect.
Must be you and Colin.
Yeah, it was, yeah, Colin, yeah. First fucking trip.
I've just filled it up with Cali.
Yeah.
They haven't took it all.
Took
That
enough.
was the time I got gas down at Shallons. Mind, I was bad.
That's only a couple of years ago, that, isn't it? Year
No,
ago?
it's a
2
few.
years ago?
No, years ago.
That was pre-COVID, that.
That was. I'll tell you what it was. I had the 61 rate Scania top line,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and mind, I was bad. I got up and I collapsed. He was getting in the cab when I shouted at him because I couldn't figure out that I couldn't turn the cab light off with the door open. Anyway, he shut the door on me and fucked off. But he took 700 litres of diesel. I spent, when I got home, I was bad all the time. And Linda took us to North Tees Hospital. I got there at 5 o'clock at night, and I was still on the heart machine at 11 o'clock at night because it was showing the pain with the gas.
Yeah.
He said, how much gas do you think you've took? Well, how the fuck would I know when it...
You were
know
fucking asleep.
You know the Aerostart, Mark?
Yeah.
That's what they spray in.
Easy start. Easy
Yeah.
start.
Easy
Yeah.
Start,
Yeah,
Aerostart.
It's got ether in it, hasn't it?
Ether.
Yeah.
That's what they use, ether.
And you know your vent on the back of your cab?
Fucking head's pounding in it.
Yeah.
You know your vent on the back of your cab, you got like a little black round thing where it's
yeah.
end to the back. Well, that's always near your head. So they spray it in through there. Full can. Like you said, they could have killed you. I said they couldn't have give shit.
Oh,
They
Couldn't
couldn't
care
have cared less.
Yeah.
If they get your diesel in your wallet.
Even the copper said to us, he said, you've had the gas. You've been gassed. And John D was down in Italy. Double manned. You know when you were there when you double manned with Seymour.
Oh, I know.
Can you remember when we were running the...
Don't you worry, I remember them days.
Can you remember when we were running the jigs down into there?
Yeah, going out
Italy.
there.
Yeah.
The jigs were going out to Lombardy.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was the time when John said, stay there, son, and I'll come and get your wagon. I said, no, I'll get it home. And I got it. He said, wait, we'll load a trailer for you, change trailers, and we'll go back in.
Yeah.
Change over with us.
Yeah.
And I went back home, and I got home Friday night, and I was straight to North Tees Hospital.
Yeah.
And he said, we can tell there's something... Oh, they took me bloods,
Yeah.
full of shit,
Yeah.
off the gas.
Yeah.
What I thought you were saying is John D says, yeah, we'll take your trailer. You get back over to so-and-so. I'll get back home. You're all right, Dave. You just crack on, pal.
I'll tell you something. I've had him away with this. This is no bullshit. Nobody rings you. I've took him. We've been out to Spain, me and him. And I'll tell you, it sounds impossible, but we done it. And I've been away with him, and at 6 o'clock, I took him to routiers that I know in Spain and that, and he's over the moon. And right, I'll get you the pint in. I'll have a pint in for you, son. Get back. I'm back in. I said, John, don't climb out the wagon. I don't know where you're at when I'm reversing. If you slip, you're under the wheels. Bearing in mind, he's 80-year-old, right? Anyway, I go in. He's surrounded with a load of Spanish and that. And he's rambling away, and I what? He said to him, me and him were 156-year-old between us. Right? Anyway, it's all he pays for you all the time. He's fantastic. No, I said, oh, no, son, it's on me. I'm enjoying it. Anyway, it was a Tuesday. He rung me. He said, we've got a job. I said, what's that? He said, we've got to go to Valladolid, which is near enough down to Portugal. Tuesday night. I said, John, I can't do it, man. He said, I'm going to double man with you. I said, John, I'm going on holiday. We're flying out to Palma on Saturday.
It just...
Right?
Yeah.
As he told you.
Yeah.
Go on.
But
Flying out to
tell the
Palma on
story.
Saturday. We left Washington at 6:30 on the Tuesday night. Went down to Poole, drove straight through the Poole. We had 4 hours on the ferry. That was the Cape. From there, 1-8 to where we tipped in Valladolid at Renault's. Gordon Smith met us with a loaded trailer, and I drove into Spennymoor at midnight on the Friday night, and at 4 o'clock I was in Newcastle Airport. We never stopped.
So you enjoyed the holiday then, did you?
Yeah. So I'm not kidding. Honest, I was absolutely... Linda come and picked us up at midnight.
Yeah.
So...
Did you get bollocking?
No. I told her I'd be back. Because he said to me, look, if we get held up anywhere, I'll fly you home. I'd have had to use my own fucking arms, but... but... Nobody believes that it could be done to what we done.
Yeah.
In 3 days. From Tuesday night till midnight on the Friday.
Do you know what,
Double
right?
man.
I double man with
We got
John.
the San Marlo boat back.
I double man with John a couple of times, and on one of them we had the 15-plate demo from Scania, and so like John said, I'm gonna come out with you some. We was going out to Mussolenti round trip.
Yeah.
So he says he said I'll come out with you.
You went out on the Zeeby boat, didn't you?
on the Zeeby boat, yeah.
And
Yeah.
got
So-
off it, never stopped.
right, just hammered it straight down. So we got parked up, and John said, he says, I said, John, you have the bottom bunk? He said, no, son. He said, I'm the guest. I'll go on top bunk. So I said, right, no bother. So I pulled the ladder out.
Were you pegging him up?
Not far off. And he had a pair of like little 118 shorts on. So I remember, and he said, listen, he said, I do get up during the night for like a piss. He said, you know, my bladder ain't what it used to be. So he clicked the light on.
And how old's he? In his 80s?
In his 80s. He was at 82, 83. And he clicked the light on. You know, when you're up in your eye, and all I saw was these little testicles hanging out the bottom of his shorts. You know, like, and like they were hanging off the top bunk, and it was just like I could have gone, like you was like a boxer using a speedball. You know what I mean?
He's a great bloke to be away with.
I'll tell you what it is. And I know he still dines out on this because Katie's told me. I was double manning with him, and he says, right, well,
Oh, here we go.
no,
He dines out on our Wayne.
hang on, like, no.
No, we're never paid.
No, I didn't. Right? And he says that we'll go back Austria soon. I says, I know, but anyway, we had the night.
Oh, you got captured.
We had the night at Vipitino at the Interporto Vipitino. Goes in there and he says, he says, you like the steak, son, don't you? I says, I've already do a steak. Fucking half a cow come out. I fucking have some of that. I'm not paying for it, no bother. So anyway, we cracks on up the Brenner, and when you go up the Brenner, you have the box in the window. Goes through the first one and it beeped 3 times. And I said to John, I went, that ain't right. I said, it should only beep once. I said, there's a problem. I said, so when we get to the péage, we're going to get stopped. He should, yeah, we'll sort it out. So now, no worries. Cracks on down. gets to the peage and the copper's there with a lollipop stick. You get yourself in. So go on. I says,
Matter?
so he says, yeah, no. I says, don't worry about it, son. It's, you know what I mean. We didn't process. Basically, they hadn't sent. So anyway, we'll pay you. It was like €225. Yeah, no worries. Happy days. So when you come out of over the Brenner, you come to the peage, through the peage, and you crack on down. As you come down past Innsbruck, heading out towards
Woggle.
Yeah, Woggle there. There's a checkpoint, but it's a drive-in, drive-out.
Yeah.
If they want you, they'll wave you in. Yeah, no worries. And I'll never forget it, because it was the same day that the CPC card became legal in the UK.
Yeah.
As you had to, that was the day. But John didn't have a driving licence.
Oh.
He was running on the... What's the one with your medical before...
88.
88. So pulls into the thing. Anyway, pulls in the witness, so stops at the thing.
Oh, was he driving?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Yeah.
So I pulls in, he says, driving licence. It was all legal, though. And as I sit here, right, the Austrian copper, first words out of his mouth, you got your CPC card? Not driving licence, not
CPC, because it fucking...
It's an easy play. And I
Big
went,
fines.
And I went, bang, there you go, John, bang, there you go, happy days. So he wasn't happy with that. Puts the stick on the side of the cab. Yeah. Go park it up, lads. You're over height. So goes and parks it up. Says, oh, this is going to cost us. Johnny went, it'll be right, son, be right, no worries. So goes round, parks it up, comes back into the office, gives them all the paperwork and all that. So I'm stood there, John's pacing up and down. It's, fucking hell, bloody Austrians. So the bloke says, right, he says, you're over height, blah, blah, blah. So but the lift axle was up. So I says...
So he's sitting down, it fucking levels
So I
itself
says to him, I says, if I can get the height down, are we all good? And he went, he went, yeah, you can try. Well, on them rental premiums,
You drop a fair bit.
if you press the button, it stays down permanently.
Yeah.
It's not like on somewhere it'll stay down for so long.
Yeah.
You press it and it stayed down. I says, well, I've got to try. He went, yeah, you can try. So I went round, pressed it, and it dropped and it stayed down. Now, happy days, no bother. But that checkpoint, when you come round, you go over the axle weight.
Yeah.
So there's all that. So I'm stood there, I'm thinking, right, just keep calm. We'll be out of here in 10 minutes. Right, and as I sit here, as God is my witness, right, there's a little tiny window about an inch big. You know, like you imagine like the glass window and a little tiny window. So I'm stood next to it, and John stood next to me. And he looks over, and the bloke's got all the truck details, and he's got the axle weight, and he's not looking at the axle weight. And I'm sat there thinking, come on, 10 minutes, well, we'll be gone. It'll be fine, we're all good. And with that, John sticks his head under the window, says to the Austrian copper, as I sit here, as good as my witness, the words out of John's mouth, because my axle weights are right, mate, you should give me a refund. With that, what's the Austrian copper do? Let's just double check them axle weights.
Oh no.
But we'd loaded out a muscle empty with the steel in the...
You were light on the middle axle, weren't you?
Yeah, and the copper went...
Because he knows how to light it.
Yeah.
He knows how to work it.
And copper went, yeah, front axle, fine. Drive axle, fine. Trailer axle's fine. Lift axle, yeah, you ain't got enough on that, mate. €1,000, just like that.
Fuck off.
Yep. With that, John's fucking sky out there and all this, right? Anyway...
He did it for being too light.
Hang on, right? So he says, right, so he paid the fine, right? And he looked at me and he went...
We're not coming back through Austria anymore.
That's what he said. He went, two things, son. I went, what's that, John? He went, number one, we won't use Austria again. He went, and number two, he went, don't tell Claire. So I says, so the Austrian copper, so we got it all squared away. The Austrian copper turned around and said, he says, Austria, Germany, make sure that lift axle stays up. I says, yeah, but what about the height? And he went, that's your problem. Said to John, I says, we'll work on the height, we'll just keep it going. He went, we've got 2 cars, so we'll just keep it lit.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. But to be fair, I genuinely, I tell anybody, right, there's 2 jobs that I've had, right, that I will turn on and go, do you know what, they were 2 of the best jobs ever. Stobart, when I was at Stobart, one of the best jobs ever. Genuinely.
Before it went to rat shit.
Oh, long before. This is pre-Tesco's days.
Yeah.
Right. And it was a good job. It was the drivers looking in over that was like had an opinion. But when you work within Side Stovarts, brilliant
job.
Absolutely superb job. And I'll tell you, I'll say it now at Neil and Brown. I say it to people now. It was John D, and I'll never forget my first trip for him. It was Bellinzona, the place who did the Bellinzona there, and then
Is that next to railway lines?
yeah.
I fucking did that, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
But it's
yeah.
the blind side next to railway
Yeah,
lines.
yeah.
You got our shit wrong, you were dead.
Exactly, yeah. I had Bellinzona, I had 3 in Milan, and I'll tell anybody, it was John D that gave me my first ever proper. I don't class, like looking back now, I don't class 3 boards we did in Belgium.
pond hopping, weren't
Right,
it? Pond
but
hopping, yeah.
he gave me, it was like, there you go, there's your job, crack on with it. And I'll never forget, when I shipped out, he went, you've got all the time in the world. He says, it's your first time, we're not going to ring you, we're not going to hassle you, we're going to do nothing. Just going to let you get on with it, because you don't need us ringing you, going, blah, 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 you haven't tipped this, you haven't tipped that, you haven't done this. And he just left me to it. And I'll tell anybody, I will not.
That's what the fuck up began, isn't
Well,
it?
not. I won't, but I won't. I can't. I genuinely can't because it was a good job.
Here's one last question for you, Dad. Where did your driving bug come from?
Me what?
Your driving bug to go driving, or was it just a mistake, or what? Or
I don't know, it's just something else. Well, my dad was a driver, wasn't he? So it
Yeah.
follows on, really. It's like family, innit?
it's a fucking curse, isn't it?
Well, I don't know about the curse.
I see.
Some
both
weeks
sides.
it's a curse, some weeks it's a
The
blessing.
wage you both earn now. I don't know. I knew you worked in the garage, obviously.
Yeah, but
I don't know about Mark. I don't know about Mark, what he did before he come driving.
Oh, you don't need to ask that question.
Right, no, but would he... No, I don't mean it like that.
Yeah.
Right? Would you have the quality of life you got now on the Spanish?
No. Or strangling chickens. That's not even a joke either.
No,
No, it's not.
but I mean, would you have had...
That was only his hobby.
I started warehousing
Yeah,
and worked up into a van, then I went into a class 2, then, first job a bit of everybody.
yeah, but the job you've got now, they'll either... I'm taking it like him there and all lazy bollocks, but
Brilliant.
I'm taking it now. You aren't going to get any better wages anywhere else. Not in general haulage.
Not generally what we're doing, no.
No.
There is other tanker companies you could go to and get.
Better money, but
Better
for more
money.
Yeah,
work.
but
For-
it's
for-
like
for
the
more
old
work,
saying,
yeah.
if they pay you more, they want more.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you go.
See, there's
No.
another company we could go to where we could get another 300 quid a week.
Yeah, but I'm not.
But you
I
start,
don't need the money.
You start at 4 o'clock Monday morning and you're finishing 8 o'clock Saturday night.
Yeah.
We're done for
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Whatever they pay you, if you're happy with your lot at the moment, and say you moved on, right? They'll only want more out of you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
There's
you
more
haven't got
money,
the
you're gonna
same
earn more
quality
money.
of life.
So there's a bloke now who's wanting to leave because of a knobhead in the office. And I keep telling him, no matter where you go,
There's always enough.
you're going to work harder.
And the grass ain't any greener.
You're not going to be done for dinner time Friday like we are now. You're going to be running Saturday morning, you're going to be off Sunday. And that knobhead will still be in the office.
Yeah, but they
you-
are the they
you're
are,
working
like
Sunday.
Dad said, they are the grass is green.
I'm going straight from here to Raleigh to work.
Like they always have the best job in the world, and then the next job is the best job in the
You
world.
could be
Yeah,
be
yeah.
promised all sorts, and it never.
Yeah, but
materialised.
nobody ever gets a new job and goes, fucking made a mistake.
Right, let's get it packed up then, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, we'll
Yeah,
call us
yeah,
what to do.
To be
Yeah.
fair, we left our last job and it turns out the grass is green.
Well, the grass is greener on this one.
Yeah.
But right, yeah, that's us done.
Right, all I ever hear though when I'm working about RB off Craig.
Oh, is it still talking about that?
Yeah,
Fuck, he hasn't been there for 10 years, has he?
yeah. Oh, I might go back to RB if he doesn't get this or that. But I said, so you want to go back starting at midnight on a Sunday night? You're in bed every night. I mean, yes, when I was in the yard on Thursday,
Yeah.
he started at 7 and at 3 o'clock he was going to park up,
Yeah, so it's done a 9 hour.
right? To do a JCB from Stockton, 9 to 5.
Right. 9 to 5. 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 9 to
to Utoxeter on Friday.
Fucking hell, 8 hours. I'll have been panicking.
You know?
One Thursday.
The other day I did an hour and a half.
Anyway, oh, go on.
One Thursday, Thursday night, I was coming back into Goole to load for Friday, and I'd done 12 hours driving that week.
Come on then. Right.
Guys, thank you very much, Dad.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it.
Cheers, Dipper.